I had to pull over to check to see where my mic was, and I'm glad I did because it was hanging off the back of the helmet, or the side of the helmet right here. Whoops. Hey guys, so in this episode I kind of wanted to talk about how to start riding, or how I started riding, just because a lot of people that like found out that I got a motorcycle and started riding a couple years ago, they're like, how'd you just start riding? Like, did you have a bike? Like, how do you do it? And my buddy at work is actually working on like an older Honda Shadow. By older I mean like it's only like 9 years old. It's like a 2010 or something like that. But anyway, he is really interested in riding, wants to do some riding with me next season, so maybe you'll see him in some videos in the spring. But I told him, I was like, dude, you gotta get your permit. So here in the state of Ohio, it's probably like this in a lot of states, but here in Ohio you have to go take a written test, which is not really written, it's on a computer, and you tap it and, you know, choose, you know, A, B, C, or D. So I was like, dude, you gotta go take that thing. He's like, is it hard? I was like, no, it's really not at all. I was like, it'll take you like 20 minutes if you take the time to study for it. So, man, I never catch this light. Kinda. So yeah, study for it, and then go take that. Then, you know, they give you a little ID card, because when you register for the MSF course, which they always recommend, I recommend that you take the MSF course, because even if you've never ridden a motorcycle before, they break down step by step how to start the bike. How, you know, they teach you about the friction zone, they teach you about, you know, walking the bike, you know, basically all the baby steps that you learning to crawl before you learn to walk, before you learn to run on a motorcycle, if that makes sense. So I was like, dude, you gotta go get your permit, then you know, sign up for the course, either take it, I think there's like 3 more, you know, in the next 3 weekends or whatever. They're up in Troy. It's like a 20-minute drive, you know, it takes all day, you know, Saturday and Sunday, but, you know, you can still get it done, and, you know, in the spring be able to ride your motorcycle legally and all that fun stuff. And then I really want to go take the advanced rider course, just because I'm sure there's a lot of crap I don't know, and you can always get better. You can always learn things that will be helpful later on while riding, and tips and tricks. The only challenge is that you have to do it with your own bike, which, okay, whatever, you know, you should probably know how to ride your own bike, but I've never ridden a cruiser on any of those courses, you know, through all the maneuvers and stuff, because when I did the MSF course, I did it on a Honda CBR. And what's really funny is, when I first started to learn how to ride, literally went and picked up this bike from my cousin out in Washington Courthouse, which is about a half an hour-ish east of here, and I brought it home on a super rainy day. I took the windshield and the bracket for the lighting and everything off, literally like the next day or a couple of days later. It was like in April or March of 2018. Like, took it out into the local high school parking lot, you know, after I had, you know, sort of learned the fundamentals of how to at least get into first gear and go. Which, what really helped me with that was, before, you know, when I decided that I wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle, I got on YouTube and I was like, how to ride a motorcycle. And one of the very first videos that popped up were Blockhead's, you know, 3-part or 2-part videos about how to ride a bike, you know, where he's down there in a parking lot in an amusement park and literally going through everything they teach you in the MSF course. So thanks, Blockhead, for that. Appreciate you, man. You kind of taught me how to ride, bro. But none of that really matters until you go and do that stuff for yourself, you know, on a bike. I wouldn't recommend getting a Suzuki Boulevard and then trying to learn how to ride, because this thing was a big heavy bitch, and I was not gonna lie, a little scared of it. There's lots of motovloggers that have done this. In my opinion, Blockheads is the best, just because he made it for Miss Blockhead, I believe, and so like he literally breaks down everything and repeats it a couple times, and you can always go back and re-watch it, you know what I mean? So definitely do that, and definitely take the MSF course, because practical training, in my opinion, is the best way to go. I mean, some people are able to, you know, get some directions via freaking reading something, and then red bomb, and then just go do it, which, you know, if you can do that, more power to you. I am not one of those people. Going around the roundy roundy, wee, roundy roundy. Anyway, me being a dork. So anyway, I'm riding back to work on my lunch break. I was gonna get some Chipotle, but sometimes PB and jelly, peanut butter and jelly is just the best way to go. I was getting kind of tired, needed some energy anyway. I might be late. I have like 6 minutes to get there. What do you guys do at long lights? Do you sing to yourself? Do you talk to yourself? Do you look at people next to you? So yeah, learning how to ride is really easy. Just got to do it. Not a whole lot of studying involved. I do recommend that you do get a motorcycle though, around the time that you take the course, so that way you don't, you know, go take the course, get your endorsement, and then, you know, go get on a motorcycle when you're like, how do I motorbike? But just like flying, my flight instructor used to tell me this all the time. When I would go like gaps in my flight instruction, he'd be like, your confidence will go way before your skills do. And that's true of pretty much anything, I'd say. Riding a motorcycle, I think, is probably one of those things where your confidence goes before your skills do. I'm not gonna lie, this last spring towards the end of the winter, I broke out the bike and I was a little nervous because I hadn't ridden it in a few months. I was like, you know, but it comes back to you pretty quick. And don't be afraid to stall the bike trying to learn where the friction zone and all that stuff is, because everybody stalls. Nobody's perfect. I stall all the time. I saw my dad stall one time when we were riding, and I laughed and made fun of him because, you know, dads, I never stall. He stalled the bike. It was hilarious. He did it with my mom on a bike, and made the funniest face, which I think was probably why I laughed the most. So hopefully I can do some videos in the spring where I'm riding with my dad. Ooh, that was a good one. Good rev bomb. I like rev bombs. Anyway, I'm almost to work. Please drop some comments. I like comments. Gives me things to read. Channel's still pretty new, so please definitely like and definitely subscribe. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.